3. Now, the next thing I want to explain in the description is this. It is an inward, quiet, gracious frame of spirit. It is a frame of spirit and also a gracious frame. Contentment is a soul business. First, it is inward. Secondly, quiet. Thirdly, it is a quiet frame of spirit. I mean 3 things when I say that contentment consists in the quiet frame of the spirit of a man. 1. That it is a grace that spreads itself through the whole soul. It is in the judgment, that is, the judgment of the soul of a man or woman tends to quiet the heart. In my judgment I am satisfied. It is one thing to be satisfied in one's judgment and understanding so as to be able to say, "This is the hand of God, and is what is suitable to my condition or best for me. Although I do not see the reason for the thing, yet I am satisfied in my judgment about it." Then it is in the thoughts of a man or woman. As my judgment is satisfied, so my thoughts are kept in order, so that it goes through the whole soul. In some there is a partial contentment. It is not the frame of the soul, but some part of the soul has some contentment. Many a man may be satisfied in his judgment about a thing who cannot for his life rule his affections, nor his thoughts, nor his will. I do not doubt that many of you know this in your own experience, if you observe the workings of your own hearts. Can you not say, when a certain affliction befalls you, "I can bless God that I am satisfied in my judgment about it. I see the hand of God, and I should be content. Yea, in my judgment I am satisfied that mine is a good condition." But I cannot for my life rule my thoughts and will and my affections. Methinks I feel my heart heavy and sad and more than it should be, yet my judgment is satisfied. This seemed to be the position of David in Psalm 42. "O my soul, why art thou disquieted?" As far as David's judgment went, there was a contentedness, that is, his judgment was satisfied as to the work of God on him. He was troubled, but he knew not why. "O my soul, why art thou cast down within me?" This is a very good psalm for those who feel a fretting, discontented sickness in their hearts at any time to read and sing. He says once or twice in that psalm, "Why art thou cast down, O my soul?" And in verse 5, "And why art thou disquieted within me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him for the help of his countenance." David had enough to quiet him, and what he had prevailed with his judgment. But after it had prevailed with his judgment, he could not get it any further. He could not get this grace of contentment to go through the whole frame of his soul. Sometimes a great deal of disturbance is involved in getting contentment into people's judgments, that is, to satisfy their judgment about their condition. If you come to many, whom the hand of God is upon perhaps in a grievous manner, and seek to satisfy them and tell them they have no cause to be so disquieted, "Oh, no cause," says the troubled spirit, "then there is no cause for anyone to be disquieted. There has never been such an affliction as I have." And they have 100 things with which to evade the force of what is said to them, so that you cannot so much as get at their judgments to satisfy them. But there is a great deal of hope of attaining contentment, if, once your judgments are satisfied, if you can sit down and say in your judgment, "I see good reason to be contented." Yet even when you have got so far, you may still have much to do with your hearts afterwards. There is such unruliness in our thoughts and affections that our judgments are not always able to rule our thoughts and affections. That is what makes me say that contentment is an inward, quiet, gracious frame of spirit. The whole soul, judgment, thoughts, will, affections, and all, are satisfied and quiet. I suppose that merely in opening this subject, you begin to see that it is a lesson that you need to learn, and that if contentment is like this, then it is not easily obtained. 2. Spiritual contentment comes from the frame of the soul. The contentment of a man or woman who is rightly content does not come so much from outward arguments or from any outward help as from the disposition of their own hearts. The disposition of their own hearts causes and brings forth